I want to introduce you to Treacle. Treacle was born on the 1st of June 2013. His mum, Jessie, had been found in a very poor condition by Surrey police. She was in foal with Treacle at the time they rescued her. A fantastic local equestrian stable took her in as a foster home, and Treacle was born there, but it was only a temporary home. They improved their condition, and Jessie and Treacle came to live with us when he was just 8 weeks old. Our two ponies, Rolo and Toby, wondered who on earth this small dog-sized animal was, but soon got used to him, and eventually they were all introduced into the same area. Treacle definitely made his mark and was loved by friends and family. Bouncing around the field with his mum, jumping in and out of the long grass with his little tail was just so sweet to see. Small, cute and cuddly, he was a big hit with children and was very patient being led around and cuddled. Once he was weaned from his mum, he began to show an even bigger personality. His tiny little feet whizzing around the field was just so lovely to see. He even came trick-or-treating around the local village with us. He was very cheeky, yet so cute. In 2016, when he was just 3 years old, he began to have trouble walking and had a slight lameness. We put it down to a possibility that he had bruised his foot, and we managed to rule out laminitis too. He soon recovered and was back to his usual cheeky self, but a month later he went lame again. After another month, we felt it was a job for the vet. She came out to see him and found no signs of anything significantly wrong. In fact, when she arrived, he showed no signs of lameness at all. However, she put him on some temporary painkillers and we kept him in a stable just to let him rest again, and he soon improved. When he had recovered again, he was so excited and pleased to be let out into the field with his buddies, especially as he got to eat the grass. But a few weeks later, he went lame again. We repeated the advice of the vet by using the painkillers and resting him in the stable, but each time we did this, it was the same outcome. We seemed to be just going round and round in circles. After 6 months of this, we decided the right thing to do was to take him to the local equine hospital. When he arrived there, they needed to examine his lameness by using a nerve block. To do this, they shaved off a bit of his fluffy coat on his left shoulder area and gave him the nerve block. It would help them find the place of the problem. A nerve block numbs the area so it can show them the part of his shoulder which is causing him the pain. After doing this, it was clear that an X-ray was essential. We stood with him while he had his X-ray. You have to wear a special protective coat when you go in there, as the X-ray machine could make you poorly. His X-ray was completed. The vet in charge called us in and showed us the X-ray on her computer. It was not good news. It showed that his front left shoulder had something called shoulder dysplasia. This meant that the bit in between his bones, which moves when he walks, had no cartilage in, which would normally help him walk normally and comfortably. Instead, the bones were rubbing together and really hurting him. We took him home and it gradually got worse and worse. We couldn't leave him in this much pain. It was so horrible to see him like this, and we knew we had a very big decision to make. We could either put him to sleep, which would mean ending his life so that he wasn't suffering anymore, or give him a chance with an operation. The operation, however, was a very difficult one for the vets, and he only had a 40% chance of survival. It could also cause him a lot of suffering whilst he attempted to recover from it, and he could still die. We really didn't know what to do, but before we could make a decision, the equine hospital wanted him to come back in for another X-ray, this time on his right shoulder to see if this one was damaged too. So back we went. The news was good though for this one, and it was just his left shoulder that was hurting him. We took him home again, and his lameness became much worse, even on painkillers. He was now kept in his stable for most of the time as he found it too difficult to walk, and we tied him up for grass outside for up to 2 hours a day. So, after a lot of discussion between our family, friends and the equine hospital, it was decided that we would try and save his life with an operation. This was really not an easy decision to make. We had no idea what would happen to him next, whether this was the right thing for him or whether it would just cause him more suffering. But documented in the next post, you can read all about this story.